G'day folks, and here's a quick update on Great Chesterford Junction. I've been adding considerable amount of grass and foliage etc. to the area that I've been working on around here near the turntable, and so all that was just brown before, and you can see that there's a little shed added there. That's a receiving area, or a store actually, for oil and other materials that are required by the engine shed and or the station. And there's a little barrow crossing over the entrance road to the turntable there, and we've got a little line side hut also installed there, and there's a little track that leads up to the shed area. Still more work to be done up here. There's actually a scale scenes engine shed to be built as well. This little shed is actually an HO scale kit, and when I received it, it was bright orange on the outside and bright yellow on the inside. So I thought it had potential, so I've painted it with acrylics and weathered it up to look rather distressed. Still working on the detail, you know, the oil drums and all that sort of thing need to be worked out, but I printed out some little signs to put on there. And the platform on the right hand side there, where the two guys are standing, that was actually scratch built out of balsa to add an extra platform on there. And the balsa was also used to do the barrow crossing as well. When I've laid my grass down, I usually use a mixture of grasses to get that sort of more natural effect. However, when you do lay it down initially, it's a bit like a lawn, and so I use some beige coloured acrylic paint and a little bit of brown on occasion to go in and just touch up certain areas of it so that it looks more natural. You get that sort of blondie sort of effect in the grass. You get different patches that show up in the green, which is more of a natural effect, I feel. I've also used the same process here on this grass bank, which was pretty much all green before, but it just adds a bit of variation into it, and I think makes it look a bit more natural. I still want to make up some more weeds and things to be placed on the banks and all around the place. It's a work in progress, this sort of thing. I've also added some flowers into the areas here. These flowers are made out of flocking. Same process as making your own flocking at home. However, you just change the colour and grind them up so they're nice and fine. Yes, these ones are made the same way. It's just coloured flocking, and I try and use the smaller particles. I just brush some PVA across the tops of the grass, sprinkle it on, and remove the excess. And I mean, this is an extreme close-up. However, from a normal viewing distance, they do represent flowers quite well. I've got a few more down the end here, just over there. If we try and zoom in on that a bit. Yeah. There we are. Now you'll probably notice the rail here. This is I've also, at the end of this siding, I've rusted up the rail. This is just done with acrylic paints, a mixture of burnt sienna and whatever I can find to get the right colour. That's a standard Pico buffer end. That comes in black plastic, and again this has been worked on with just acrylic paints to give it that distressed wooden look. This little hut here came as part of an accessories pack that I was given. It's put out by Hornby, and in its original colouring it looked like this. This one is out of the same kit. No windows, it's just cream plastic the door is just painted there, but that could come up to look the same as the little hut next to it, and it's just a matter of adding acrylic paint onto it, the mixture of black, white, burnt umber, anything that you've got to sort of start to make it look like wood, and then make it look like distressed wood. So yeah, I also put a window into this little one. Yes, that's just a bit of acetate that I had, and I painted on some white lines to represent a window, and I've attached that on the inside with a bit of super glue, which has actually clouded the acetate a bit to add to the effect. It's a happy accident, that one. Now we are over where my fiddle yard starts, and just over here is where I normally had my Stonehenge, and just on the left here was where my airfield is. All that's been lifted off. It's a removable piece anyway. But what I'm doing over here is I've decided to relay the track in this section here. So I've taken a piece out, and I'm going to use a right-handed point instead of a left-handed point in this situation here. It'll just have a better flow to it. At the moment it would have, what have we got? That's a right-handed, yeah, that's a left-handed. Right, it would have, whoops, sorry, we'd have a left-handed point here at the moment, and like that. So we're going to change that to a curved right, which is that one there, which is an old one that I've experimented with before, and it's a bit knocked around, but I'm going to fix it up, rebuild it, and insert that in here, so I'll get a nicer flow out of the station, and the track work down this area here will have a much smoother flow towards the tunnel area there where it goes through the wall. Yeah, so I only started that today, so I don't know when I'll finish that. Yeah, so you can see it's a bit of a mess here, but it'll be all sorted out in a very short time, and I can have the trains running through here again. At the moment all the mainline trains are running there. That's the storage yard, 3 each way. Yeah, so I can still run trains. It's just the branch line that will be out of action for just a short while until I relay that track. Shouldn't be too hard to do. And I'll sort of see if I can improve the way it's all fitted together here, because I want to really start working on this section and have it set up with control properly and all that sort of thing. So that's where we are at the moment, folks. Anyway, I'll leave it with you, and catch up with you online. Cheers. Gormo.